Hello YouTube, Bill Griffith back again. Many years ago, looks like it's been about 7 years ago, I showed you how IBM BPM on cloud could orchestrate a pizza store's operations for taking orders. So fast forward to today, and BPM has merged in with the product called Business Automation Workflow, which combines BPM and FileNet Case Manager into one offering. And these products have been bundled into the Cloud Pack for Business Automation. So what I wanted to do today was show you how to build on this work of the past, where you see that BPM is orchestrating personnel at a pizza shop to take orders. And now add in some generative AI capabilities from watsonx play. So if you sort of look back on time in web interfaces and client server based applications, we go back to fat clients in the 1990s, 1980s, and then in the .com era, we had the web apps, and the internet was really taking off in the early 2000s. And then, of course, the mobile devices came out, and people started wanting access to those websites from mobile devices. And so the user interfaces had to be refactored to be form factor friendly for mobile devices. And so now we have another channel, and all of these previous channels are still valid and still useful, but we now have the ability to also interact with these back-end organizations and these back-end applications using AI assistance. And so that's what we will show. Okay, so this is just sort of the use case write-up of why this makes sense economically. So imagine you're a small pizza owner. You have 4 stores in the past. You've grown to 8, and you continue to grow. And so you calculate that about 25-30% of your day, your employees are answering the phone and taking pizza orders over the telephone. So if you are open a 12-hour day, 3 to 4 hours, that's around 11,000 hours per year. At $15 an hour for your employees, you're spending roughly $175,000 a year on the phone taking orders. So what if you could have an artificial intelligence take the order for you so that your employees can do more interesting things like craft artisan pizzas and maybe help you build out your website and things like that. So that's what we're going to show. Now, one thing to note is that AIs are not perfect. So don't have the expectation that you're going to turn on AI and it's going to be seamless for 100% of your calls. If you get 75% handled, then you need a backup plan for those calls that the AI doesn't understand. And so IBM Watson Assistant has a redirect to a operator, to an employee, so that if there's something complicated or an accent that the AI doesn't understand, it can route to a person to fulfill that order with the context of what's already been said in the past. So a smooth handoff, so to speak. Nonetheless, if you can deflect 75% of those calls, then you see that you're saving a lot of time and effort for doing mundane work. So basically the use case is this: a customer calls in via telephone. The IBM Watson virtual assistant answers the call. The customer and the AI chat back and forth, asking about toppings, asking about sizes, asking about what kind of pizzas are on the menu, etc. Once that order is placed, it gets sent to IBM Business Automation Workflow, as you saw earlier, to orchestrate the employees in their preparation of the order. Now, since prices change dynamically and we want to be very efficient with our inventory and offer discounts when our inventory is running high, or we need to sell more of a certain type of ingredient, then we want to offer discounts. So we use We could use IBM Automated Decision Services, a rule engine, so that the store manager can adjust the prices daily, and then the Watson Assistant will just pick up those new price changes dynamically, and so that allows a much faster tempo for our organization. So what we have, and this is what we're going to show here, is the ability to for a customer to call in, and they can call in to IBM's Watson Assistant, which is now watsonx Assistant, because we can also leverage some generative AI capabilities of watsonx, and it will take the order and go back and forth, the dialogue between the customer specifying what they want, the toppings and the type of pizza and the size, and back and forth dialogue that would happen in placing an order. Once it's understood, then the order gets placed to Business Automation Workflow, which, as I mentioned, was BPM and Case Manager combined together. That does the orchestration that I showed previously. And as I also showed in a previous video, with ODM, Operation Decision Manager, IBM also has an automated decision service rule engine similar to ODM that allows you to do decisions and price the pizza. So we'll show that. So let's get into it. Okay, so in my previous video, you saw something like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a pizza order. So that created a pizza order in what was, this is the Process Portal, which is very similar to what you saw in the past in BPM. So there's the process, and it looks just like the video I did 7 years ago. You'll see the first step is to take the order. Then we send the order to a cook over here in the swim lane, and they cook the pizza. And then once the pizza's ready, they say it's ready for delivery, and a delivery driver picks it up. And then they go to the customer's house and drop off the pizza and collect the money. And then that instance of the pizza order is complete. You see, this is order 253. Now, obviously, this is a template for the various instances, in other words, the orders that go through the system, because in this case, we got 253. So we might have 100 pizzas delivered in a day, and so they're all going to go through sort of this approach. Okay, so now let's go through that first step, and now I'm just using the web channel to take the order, but I'll also show a way of doing this through the phone. Okay, so now I have my user interface in BAW. And what you'll note is this custom thing is new. This was generated by IBM watsonx. This created this recipe for me based off of an African style pizza. Now, if I put in a different type of pizza in here, let's say I want a Mediterranean, if I could spell that, Mediterranean, and hit OK. Now it's going to go off. You see here it's calling out to watsonx and making up a Mediterranean pizza. Notice the price here is $7.99. That's based off of the topping. So now it created this new pizza for me, right? And the way it calculates the price is it uses entity extraction from watsonx to calculate the number of toppings. One topping here is feta cheese, sun-dried tomatoes, that's another topping, fresh oregano is another topping, and it excludes all these other keywords that are not key to the essence of topping. So we don't charge our customers for spices and the crust. So the generative AI calculates that automatically, because note that if I choose something different in here, right, let me choose something like spicy, then this is going to vary. All of the toppings and whatnot varies each time. So I need to dynamically calculate the price on demand. You see there, the price went up to $9.95 because I've got more toppings. See, in this case, I've got chicken and chorizo and jalapenos and tomatoes and onions and black beans. So I got a lot more toppings that have to be calculated. And so, in fact, as I change the size, then it also will adjust the price in that case because a larger pizza requires more toppings. And that pricing details is all being calculated behind the scenes with this rule table in IBM Automation Decision Services. So every time the change of the drop down of the size, it calls out here to the rule engine because there could be some new discounts or some new volume discounts that the marketing team is updating on the fly, and then my process over here doesn't have to change. So business users can go in here and update this spreadsheet table of the prices on a daily basis if they want. They can go out and monitor the inventory and adjust these prices based off of inventory to offer discounts to things that they have more inventory on hand. And then this will dynamically capture that updated price. So let's say I really like that. I'm going to add that to my cart. And then I have some vegetarians in my family, so I'm going to click here. You see my cart total up there. And so I'm going to do checkout. So now it's got my information in here. It's a delivery. Here's the pizza. So now I'm going to place the order. And so now that gets routed to a cook, and you see the timestamp there on when this was placed. And so now it goes over to the cook to claim this. So in the store, we have an iPad mounted up in front of the cook station, and they have this URL, and then it pops up, and they see the order of what to cook. So now they see the ingredients because all of these vary based off the AI. Now we've trained the AI to only include ingredients that we have in store. So we ask it to make up a pizza using, a list of 100 different ingredients, and then it does that. So we know we have these ingredients on hand, and then the cook prepares this pizza. So now I say it's complete. And so now it routes to the delivery driver, who then claims the pizza order, and then they go off and calculate it, and let me make this a little bit more responsive, and then deliver it. And so likewise, I could do this with the case manager. So this is the case client, and so imagine someone comes to the store, they want to dine in, so the hostess takes down their name so they can call them up when their table is ready. So I say I'm Bill G, and then I get on the waiting list to grab a table. And so one of the waiters sees a table is open, so they log in as the waiter. They have their iPad logged in. They are a waiter. They go to their work queue, and they can see that there is somebody waiting for a table. So they go right here and say, okay, I'll take this customer. And the customer has been looking through the menu, and so the waiter asks the customer, what kind of pizzas do you want? And then they enter it into their iPad with this screen at the table. So the customer says, sure, I'll take this African style pizza. So they want a few of those. Want 3 of those. They want a meat lovers, and that will be all. Notice up here, this is the case client. So they go to checkout. And so now in this case, this is a frequent customer, so they give me their phone number, and we can just look them up, and we pull in all their details, and then they change their mind here and say they want to add 2 of these, and you'll see that the totals are all adjusted dynamically on the fly. Again, this is within the case client. So they place their order, and then the cook on their kiosk, they're logged in as a cook, and then they see their work basket, their end basket, and they see this new order comes in. So they claim it on their iPad in front of the cooking station. So they see the order, it just got placed at this time. They say they grab it, they cook it. When it's done, they place a ticket on top, this ticket with order 109 up on the with the pizza, tape it to it, and then the the waiter then goes back over and grabs that pizza and takes it to the customer. So there you have it. That's just an example of BAW showing Case Manager and BPM Process Manager workflow, both doing a similar job, and you can really leverage the best of both products in BAW, as well as connecting out to generative AI to orchestrate a team. And now I'll show how to also place this order via a phone call. So let me show that. So as I mentioned before, AI chatbots are another channel. These previous channels I just showed with web and mobile, but we also have the ability to do all of these channels: phone, chat, web, mobile, all concurrently. So now let's see another example calling the same backend system with a Watson Assistant chatbot. I say I want to order a pizza. And I say, what kind of pizza do I want? I want a custom pizza. And I want an Indian pizza. So now it made up this pizza for me. Cilantro, garlic, etc. So we could also do the same thing by calling the phone number. So let me call the phone number, and you can hear the dialogue from the assistant, because Watson Assistant has a very easy setup to enable phone orders as well, and it basically just uses speech to text and text to speech to interact with your Watson Assistant. So instead of seeing this here in a chat interface, you have the exact same experience, just over voice. So now I'm calling my phone.
Welcome to Bill's watsonx Case Manager Pizza Factory. I'm Pixa, an AI bot here to help you order pizza. Just say order pizza to get started.
Order pizza.
We offer Veggie Supreme, Spicy Tamale, Meat Lovers, and AI-generated custom pizzas. Which one do you want?
Custom generated?
A custom pizza it is. Give me a few ideas for this custom pizza by saying things like spicy, or Indian, or Greek, or 1 to 2 words for the pizza style you want.
Indian.
Conjuring up an Indian custom pizza for you. Here's what I conjured up. Indulge in our tandoori chicken pizza featuring mouth-watering tandoori chicken, flavorful cilantro, fresh mint, and basil, all perfectly balanced on a bed of creamy cilantro-infused sauce, topped with succulent red onions, and baked to perfection in our brick oven. Do you want this custom pizza, or would you like me to generate something different?
I'll take it.
Counting pizza toppings. What size custom pizza do you want? We offer small, medium, and large.
Large.
Got it. How many large custom pizzas do you want?
3.
Okay, I've added 3 large custom pizzas to your cart. Would you like to add more items, or are you ready to check out?
Ready to check out.
You got it. Will you be picking this up, or do you want us to deliver it?
Delivery.
Can do. What is your address?
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. 10800.
What is your first and last name?
Bill Griffith.
Nice to meet you, Bill. What's your phone number?
512-333-5085.
Placing your order.
Okay, so now that order was placed, I can go in and search cases, and you see there's the order just came in. And if I go over to my change to the cook, because the order was placed online via watsonx that you just heard, I go to the cook. I change the roles to cook. I go to my in basket. You'll see there is an order waiting for me to prepare it. And so this is that tandoori chicken that you just heard Watson take over the phone number. He said messed up the name, but Bill Griffin, so I didn't hear it exactly correct, but I made this up, and then I could say this is ready. And then if I change over to the delivery driver, you'll see that there is an order waiting for me to deliver. Now, one thing you'll also note is that I entered this information via voice in one long description. And so we used watsonx generative AI to actually extract out the components. Notice I didn't say 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, comma, Washington, comma, DC, comma. I said it all in one long string sentence, and we, in the generative AI, large language model, was able to parse out the components of that address automatically for us. And it transcribed the phone number correctly, and then calculated the large toppings and whatnot. So hopefully this has been useful in seeing the marriage of virtual assistants, especially with the new generative AI model capability. We can do things like parse these out. We can generate new creative ideas like new content. In this example, creating exciting new recipe ideas that can attract customers. And then, of course, we can use the telephone and these virtual chatbots for self-service customers. That allows us to reduce labor doing boring types of work like taking a phone order when the talent could be busy building more exciting pizzas and more exciting ideas than doing this mundane, boring work that computers and some of the artificial intelligence can do for us. And that allows us to drive more productivity in our organization. So hopefully this has been helpful in showing how these products can work together to drive improved experience, better customer engagement, and improve productivity. And then over the next few months, I will work on showing you how all of this is built using these low-code tools from IBM, so that you can actually build this whole thing in 2 or 3 days with these low-code platforms that can be adapted to whatever your use case. But look forward to that. So thanks for watching.